everybody. How are you? It is Friday, the 24th of April. I was going and searching for a class that I presented to you, and it was on March 23rd. I've been doing this for a month. Can you believe it? A month, even a little bit longer. And I have been finding it very good for myself mentally, and I get a lot of really nice emails from you guys too. And it's just a little break, right? And we can hang out together and do some fun stuff and get inspired, or maybe watch me demo something and go, man, I'm never going to do that. It's just a matter of there's a lot out there. So I got a lot of questions this round, and that's what I was getting when let me see what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna show you how to do this ring behind me, how to foundation paper piece it, and how to do the center, and how to sew a curve. So that's what today is gonna be. But we have to get through business. So I hope everybody is having a good day. It's going to be about 85 degrees here today. So as soon as I get done with this, man, I'm going out for a walk. And how I'm handling it is I'm staying on the streets, in my neighborhood. If somebody comes one way, I just go the other way, etc. And then in California, you have to wear a mask. So I don't want to walk with this cloth mask on my face because it's just too much. I walk fast. And so I just hang it around my neck like a fashion statement. And actually, yesterday or the day before, I was walking and I was going to have to get really not where I wanted to be next to somebody. And I just whipped it on like that. And so it's there for my protection and good to go. I've pretty much stopped making masks except on demand, meaning my daughter will call up and say, oh, so-and-so needs for her 3 kids. Can you help her out? And I'm like, how can I say no to that? And then I want to talk about Tara in our mini group. She's doing something really cool. If she makes a mask, she asks for a donation, and then the money goes to something to help those that are out there working, or to food banks or something like that. So if someone's made you a mask, think about, in honor of their efforts, you might do something for somebody else. The other thing, somebody also, have you noticed, I love Johnny Was, I wear a lot of it, and somebody emailed me or texted me or whatever and said, it's 75% off. I'm like, no, don't tell me, I've got to know. So then I go there to shop the stuff, and you actually had to get in queue, and it said you will get in the store in like, say, 20 minutes, and then once they say you could get in, you got 10 minutes to get in. It's kind of like going to Trader Joe's, or you lose your place in line. I thought that was fascinating. So, okay, I got some questions. Let's go through that. Norma was asking about drafting a large circle, that either I did it on Simply Quilts or on the Quilt Show. I don't remember doing that at all, but that doesn't mean anything. And women of an age understand this. But when I want a big circle, they have what they call our yardstick compasses. And I didn't put my hands on mine this morning, but essentially you put it on a yardstick, and one side has a pointy and the other side has a pencil. And so think about it. If a yardstick's 36, you can get a circle that's 72, right? So I would use a yardstick compass, and my guess is that if you Googled it or you went to Amazon, it would come right up. It's drafting. It's for drafting things. Then Valerie asked about working with silk. She saw that I put different colors of silk in a clear glass, each in their own glass, and I microwaved it to see what colors would run and what wouldn't run. So I have decided when I work with silk, I'm just going to live dangerously and not pre-wash. However, when I did my tie quilt, a lot of those ties came from like the Salvation Army and had junk on them. I just threw them in the washing machine and just handled it like cotton, and they came out absolutely fine. So wait, no, the mask is to protect it. Yes. How can you be sure you don't have the virus? No, I understand that. It's when I'm around people, I will put it on. But if I'm in a field by myself, I'm not going to put the mask on. And maybe that's really wrong, and you guys will spank me for that. But okay. So we have a new star member. Her name's Anne. And she's from Oakland County, Michigan, and she wanted to know how to choose patterns for her quilts, and my favorite patterns for quilts. It's an interesting thing. When I go to do a quilt, two things happen simultaneously. I choose whatever fabric is gnawing at my fingertips versus then the pattern that I want to work with. And it kind of just happens and it merges together. And in fact, I'm going to talk about this later on because I have an idea. I have a really great idea, I think. And I have the book. It's Barbara Brackman's Encyclopedia of Blocks. They're just sketch thumbnail. I would just go through and I go, oh, I like you. And then I do it, So nothing extraordinary there. If you're a beginning quilter, just take it easy. Don't do things that are too aggressive. Straightforward construction is what you're looking for. I want to talk about the ticking that we've heard people ask about. Every time, and I want you to comment, but every time you comment, a little beep comes up, and that's what you're hearing with the ticking. I don't want to stop that option because I know when I'm teaching if you're listening and not. And I know if you're passing notes to each other. So let's see. Okay. So then somebody else is interested in this paper piecing book of mine, but you couldn't see the projects that were inside of it. So this is actually my class copy. I'm just going to literally flip through and show you, like there's this quilt, which is super fun. I can't show you the quilts because a lot of them I've sold. I don't want to say gotten rid of. That comes out really bad. If you're new to foundation paper piecing, this is a great sampler to start with because it goes through all the quilts in the book with the exception of the lantern. Here's this little basket. I'm so professional. Here's this little basket. Okay. Oh, this is a fun one. You could not do this without foundation paper piecing. Well, you could if you're Judy Matheson. All right. And then here's this is the quilt that got me hooked on the whole thing. This is it. Okay. Couldn't have done it without foundation paper piecing. And then this one was equal to singing 99 bottles of beer on the wall. I thought I was going to just die of boredom doing it, but man, did that quilt come out good, in my humble opinion. And then this one, again, is in the book, but it is a free pattern on quiltersselect.com. So I believe, the book is $14.95. I don't have any copies, but I went to Amazon and they do. So if you're interested in it, that would be the best way to get it, because for me to get copies means it has to come from the East Coast to my house, and then to your house, and you won't see it for a couple weeks. So if you're interested, go to Amazon. Okay, this is interesting. I got to thank you for things that many of us quilters just take for granted to do. Like this one person doesn't know how to piece together your backing to get it to be the right size for the quilt. Well, first of all, I often do piece my backings, unless it's something like this that has a lot of white on it. I wonder what I did on the back. I probably just did white, yeah. Because if you do a color and you have a lot of white, it probably will come through. But most of my quilts have leftover fabrics. And what I do is I hang my quilt top on the wall, and I literally just piece it and then hang it on top and make sure it's about 3 or 4 inches bigger on all sides. Nothing scientific about it. If I'm hand quilting, make sure you press your seams open because you don't want to have to go through all those layers. Now let's get back to the mice. And this is my ongoing drama on this site. I got this letter from someone. It's hilarious, so please indulge me, okay? Your mouse issues reminded me of what happened to me a few years ago. I too had a mouse in the house. I tried everything to get rid of the little booger. Traps, poison. I even went as far as setting off 6 bug bombs. Instructions said 1 to 2. Nothing worked. Yeah. Until one day I came home to find my house engulfed in flames. I turned to my daughter and said, well, at least we got rid of the mouse. To which she replied, nah, I'm pretty sure I saw him out back roasting marshmallows. That made me laugh. Okay, now another letter I got that there have been a couple times where I've almost just, something hits you. It's like when you lose a parent and they say it's going to hit you in really odd times. Well, this whole virus thing hit me when the captain had to walk off the Roosevelt ship, Crozier, I think. Yeah. Well, I don't even know, on a Wednesday, I think a week ago Wednesday, I saw that somebody was from Israel. And I shouted out, "Happy Passover," and she's from Israel. And so I want to show you this picture. And when I opened my email, I'm not kidding you guys, it stopped my heart. Front lines. This person, and it's signed with initials, so I don't even know if it's a female or a male. But all the way from Israel, I get a thank you from a doctor who, in my book, they are on the front lines. So this just caught my heart. It caught my heart off guard. And this isn't a bad thing. This is a good thing because it reminds us how united we are as a human race around this world. And man, that just really spoke to me. That was a big gift you gave me yesterday. Thank you very much. So I have something I want to talk about. Our show right now has Sandra Mullen on it. And Sandra's doing something really cool that I want you guys to be aware of. So I want to show you what Sandra Mullen, a lot of you know her as an absolutely incredible applique artist. This is from silk. Okay, out of silk. You want to see the big quilt? I got the big quilt. Most of it, part of my machine got cut it off, but look at this work, people. Okay, now, wow, right? Wow. So she's also, to me, she is the real deal because while we're looking at this beautifully executed Baltimore style quilt, Sandra can also do things like this. So she is the show that's airing right now. And we shot her up in Sisters, Oregon. If you have not yet joined the quilt show, this is your opportunity to do it for $19.95 for 6 months. But then look what Sandra's doing. She put out on her Facebook today. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it was about this long, but you want to go to Sandra Mullen, Mollon, her Facebook, and scroll down a couple posts. That yes, she's lost teaching gigs. Yes, her world has been rocked upside down too. But yes, she also has food in her refrigerator, and she understands how blessed she is. And so she is putting this quilt up for bids, and all the money will go to food banks. So how you're going to do this is you're going to go to her Facebook page, Sandra Mullen, okay? And scroll down, contact her privately, message her, and put your bid in. So I don't even know what it's up to at this point. I think somewhere I saw $600, but I just saw it this morning. I go, wow, I got to get this out there so everybody knows. And I believe the drawing will be next week. So Sandra, not only are you an incredible quilter, you're a pretty cool human being too. So let's see, what am I going to show here? Yeah, I'm going to show this. So the other day I went out to work. Our offices are out at Alden Lane. And I almost had a heart attack when I saw this fabric out there. Okay, and this goes back to the beginning quilter. How do I decide a quilt? How do I decide a pattern? This is how it happens right now. I went out to the store and saw what the gals were doing. They're creating these incredible bundles. They're, I think, 26 or 27 pieces, and it is by Andover. They are absolutely luscious, and my heart went pitter patter, and I thought, okay, what can I do with this? That's my mind is not working well, guys. And then I thought of this particular quilt, of which was made out of Edita's bundle. All right, we made a pattern for it, and it's called, you know where I'm going with this, it's called Sequoia Remix. All right, I think there's about 10 different blocks in it. It's not real big. There's a lot of different teaching cartwheels within the blocks. While they're simple, we have things like partial seams, we have flip and sew, we have Y seams, we have what else, a star, partial seams. There's a lot of education going on within these simple blocks. So I talked to Kristen and I said, hey, what if we do this? Okay, there's the original quilt, right? What if we put together a bundle, which they did, but includes this pattern. And so we are selling this, oh boy, I'm gonna get in trouble. I think 79, either 69 or 79. Oh, don't kill me, everybody. But I think it's 79, okay? But then what we're doing is we're throwing in the pattern for free. The pattern is $14.95. Now, if you want to do it out of your own fabric, that's fine too, and make a scrap quilt. But the end of next week, this is why I'm saying this now, today's Friday, the end of next week, I'm gonna start teaching from that pattern. I think that would be a really fun thing to do. It will keep me focused, it will keep you focused, and maybe learn a couple tips and tricks along the way. I probably won't remake the quilt. I'm just gonna say that straight up. I probably am not gonna remake the quilt, but I'm certainly going to teach it, and I'm certainly going to teach it using this fabulous fabric. All right, so if you have questions about that, let me know. Let me go down here. Okay, that's good. So now I'm going to go down to the table. We are doing foundation paper piecing. How do I do that? Right there. Come on. So Wednesday, we learned that there's basically two different kinds of foundation paper piecing. One is from the center out, and it doesn't have to be exactly in the center, but the other, here's the block we made. It's so cute. The other way it's done is basically from one side to another. And this is in its most simplest, rawest form, one side to another. The first quilt I made out of this was Hot Flash or Fan Dance, and the quilt was made of pieces like this. So when I went to do the quilt behind me, I thought, well, I can just use the same pattern that I had developed for this for the quilt behind. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you how to make this piece. It's super duper easy. And let me get my iron turned on. I also mentioned on Wednesday that I write down the pieces, the size of fabrics that I want to work with. So here we go. I pre-cut a bunch of strips that are about this by this. Then I don't have so much fabric waste. Here is number one, side one, or where you start on this side. I'm going to put down this here. Oh no, on the other side. This is the side you stitch on, remember? And I can vaguely see the line here. I'm going to put this up over that line like a 1/4 inch. God, you know what's so funny? I'm having a hot flash. That's the name of it. Oh, jeez. And then whoops, wrong. Guys, you got to catch me when I'm doing it wrong. And then I'm going to put this one on, and I'm going to line it exactly up to there. I'm also going to show you how to sew a curve if I didn't already say that. I do pin it down, and the product I'm using is Print and Piece. It is a fiber and it will dissolve. I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and sew right on here. It will dissolve 80% in water. So after the quilt is done, I can wash it and it will all come out. This pattern is so stinking easy, it is ridiculous. It is so easy. See, I know you're watching because you aren't talking. That's why I like the beep, beep, beeps going on. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to worry about trimming that one. I'm going to press this down, okay? All right, here we go. Where's my postcard? Where's my postcard? Oh, ridiculous. Where's my postcard? I gotta get a card. I gotta get a card. I'll be right back. Can't believe it. I know this never happens to you guys, ever. Oh, here, I can use this one. All right. So is this gonna be big enough? Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is right here on line number 2, I'm gonna put this card here. And you know, oh, it's not hardly stiff enough. A postcard is what you really want, like that. And then you take your add a quarter ruler. Better than that, where's my rotary cutter? Oh, this is a fiasco in motion. All right, be right back. Be kind. Be kind to me. Be kind. Here I come. Always before I get on air, I just say a little thing to myself, making sure everything's okay. Apparently, I forgot to do that today. All right. Here we go. I'm sewing. Now I'm going to go over here. Or a bookmark. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to line this exactly up to there. I am going to... Oh my gosh! What is that? How did a nail get in my pants? Oh, God. People actually think I'm a professional. Hey, I see that a lot of you are in Cindy Needham's class, and that makes me really happy. She is such a good teacher, and like me right now. Good grief. No, I will amaze you. Hold on. I will amaze you. I promise. All right. Something else I'm going to point out too, which is going to be a little hard. Let me get this up. I want to go real slow. I'm sewing past that line. All right. And down on this end too. I don't back stitch. Excuse me. So then I do the same thing. I turn it over and bend it over here, and so it goes. So here is one that is finished, all right? And then I have trimmed it on the outside line. Super, super easy. Now what I'm going to show you is how to do the curve on this here. Here is the curve, and I made sure when I cut the curve that the outside edge was on the straight of grain. So it was a very odd shape to cut into. Then the other thing is, because it is folded, I want to line this straight up to here. But now I'm going to do it traditionally. So I'm going to put a pin here in the middle, get that exactly lined up, like that. And now look at how it's all weird like that. This here needs to go, this piece needs to line, my fingers on it, exactly. You don't want it like this. You don't want it where this piece is coming off like this. You want it to line up exactly like this at a 90 degree. A nail in my pins. A nail in... I know how it happened. John vacuumed. And I'll bet he found that on the floor and then put it in there. Yeah, that's the story, people. Okay, so here's this again. I'm lining it exactly at a 90 degree. Okay, put a pin in. Now somebody taught me this and I thought, okay, now the next thing I would do, some people don't pin all the way, they just live dangerously, but I like to pin. But look at this idea. You could take your glue stick if you wanted, because this is water soluble, dries really fast, and you could just glue this thing in place. How cool is that? Okay, now look what's happening here. It's getting weird. That's okay. Just keep going. It's okay if it ends up bigger. You're supposed to put the lid on every time, people. I will then just trim this off when we get to that. I have no idea why it's not fitting, but so what? It's not the end of the world. This block is super duper forgiving, you guys. Super forgiving. Which if you looked at it, you'd say that can't be true. Yes, it is. Oh. No, I'm not going nuts. Okay, I'm going to take this a little bit more here. Doesn't bother me that it's bigger. I can trim it off, and I will. Problem is if it's smaller, right? Honestly, I don't know why that happened. Usually it gets in like by about that much, just a little bit. All right, so now I can either sew it from this side or from this side and stay on the line. I think I would prefer on this side because I don't want to get tucks into it. So I'll be right back and then we'll get to the center. By the way, this quilt was for the movie that never was, and I think I talked about it Wednesday. The Persian Pickle Club was going to be made into a movie, I think in 2014, and it didn't happen. Funding didn't come through is what my guess is. And so I did make a quilt for it. An Amish woman hand quilted it in record time because of course they needed it yesterday. That's how it works. And then it wasn't used. So I did have a pattern made out of it that's on my personal site, alexandersonquilts.com, and it's a PDF download, so you could actually get it today. Let me just see how I did pretty good staying on the lines. So now I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to iron it. Sparrow's looking in my closet. Oh, guess what? We did get a mouse. We did get a mouse. So, and then what I'll do is just trim off this. And I will trim off this. Oh, by the way, Quilters Select, we are working on more machine quilting rulers, so that's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna find that thing. There it is. Okay. So here is the quilt block for behind me. You've got these rings. Where's my other? There you go. Anyways, you got 4 rings. You sew them together. Now, what about the center? Well, the center was super easy. To me, just to put a plain center in it was a little too boring. So I wanted to do rickrack. Okay. So what I did was I prepared my finished applique, and I gave this demo on March 23. It's the Rosa Rojas method. I prepared it here. I'm just showing this so you remember me doing that here. And then I just glued down the rickrack, and then I just, with an invisible thread, stitched it on. I did a altered blanket stitch. I did the blanket stitch at 0.08 wide, 3.3 or 4 long, and it completely blended in. Now the other thing with this quilt is it has this crazy zigzag border, and one of the lessons I could show you how I did that. I'm not going to recreate a big zigzag quilt, but I've got like some little models, they call them. You can see down here, right? Little models that we made for my book, All Things Quilting. So I will show you how to do that if that's something you're interested in. Also on Monday, somebody asked to do a Lemoine Star. I found a step outs for Lemoine Star. It's got the sneaky little Y seams, and I love it. In Cindy Needham's class yesterday, she was doing how to draft Lemoine Stars for quilting. She's got this really good tool to help you do that. So that was kind of exciting to see. If you missed this, people are asking where can they watch 1 minute late, not too bad. Where can they watch the back issues of these little vid pods I'm doing? You just go to thequiltshow.com on the main page, scroll down, and there's a big picture of Ricky and myself, and it says live, and then underneath it says playlist. Just hit that, and they just go in order. And this little demo was March 23rd. All right. So I hope you all approve of this idea. I hope this is a winner chicken dinner that we're going to do together. I can give you measurements and stuff like that, I think, but if you want to make this quilt, I would just get the pattern for $14.95 at thequiltshow.com. You just go under you go to the store, fabric and patterns, and then scroll down a little bit. And I am telling you right now, this is unbelievable fabric. I probably will also put white in it too, just as an FYI. And this will be plenty to make your piece. So anyways, I want to say bye-bye. I'm going to go for a walk right now. Where do you order the fabric? At thequiltshow.com. Go in and into the store. They aren't even all bundled up yet. We have a bunch right now, but I don't know if I can say that next week. I don't know. I have no idea how you guys are going to respond to this. I'm just telling you, the fabric. I didn't want to steal a bundle, so I went and dug in the trash can, like the leftovers. Okay, wait. You guys want to see fabric, right? This is exquisite. Absolutely. You know what? Hold on. This is dumb. That's what this is. Let me go here. Dumb's not a nice word, I know. Look at this. It's beautiful. Let's just plow through this. And this, guys, this is spring. This is happy days are here again. Okay. These can be tricky to work with, stripes like that. And they said, well, can you even, yeah, I'll take this. The blocks, I believe, are 6 inches. In fact, Brandy, who does customer service, when you want to ask me questions, you go to contact us and she forwards it. She is not a quilter, but she saw this stuff and it really, we're working on her. Yes, we are. Look at this. It's gorgeous. I think this just solved my hot flash. Look at that. They're so clear. The colors are so beautiful and clear. And the other thing, like with Andover fabrics, it has a really nice handle to it. I may just tummy up and get up there, tummy up and spend money on this. I may just do it. But if you get this, again, it's $79.95 or something, and you get the pattern for free. That's enough of a sales pitch for me today. There was one other thing I was going to show you about foundation paper piecing. Oh, good grief. I am so sorry. But this is pretty important too. This got somehow misplaced. How that happened here, I have no idea. Never happens to me. So this is a little block that is in the book. It's the one that was out of the K fabric. As cute as can be. So how was this block made? Was it from the center out or one side to another? It was one side to another in 2 pieces. There you go. One side, there you go. So you do one side, and then you do the other side, all right? Then when it's all sewed down, and I told you this on Wednesday, I leave the paper in, or the product, or whatever it is, and I just handle it as if it were just fabric. So I do my 3 pinning technique, which I know is on a past vidcast that we've done. So that's how this one works. And this was actually the first one I did, and it would not have been possible without foundation paper piecing, because this stuff would have stretched like no tomorrow. So I'm gonna go see if my shoes are dried. I washed them today, and I love the book. The book, I have a foundation paper piecing book, but that's not the pattern. And you can get that on Amazon, you can Google it. But the pattern that we're gonna start playing with next Friday or a week from Monday, depending on how the orders come in, is this one, Sequoia Sampler. And you get the book off of Amazon, Paper Piecing with Alex Anderson. You get this off of thequiltshow.com along with the fabric bundle. Okay, people, have a great day. The weekend's here, and that really doesn't mean anything, does it? Oh, Edita's pattern. This is my pattern. This is mine, okay? I used Edita's fabric, and the fabric's about 2 years old, so it's not available. No, I did this pattern, and I even, to not breach copyright, made the center out of something different than her quilts that she does. You can buy her fusibles, which are fabulous. So there's even like little drawings in here on how you can arrange your picture with your flowers. I'll show you this. See, those some little things. You don't have to use mine. You could do your own. I mean, cute, right? Okay. So school is back in session on Monday at 10 o'clock Pacific time, and I'm going to show you how to piece a Lemoine. See ya.